Hi friends, today we'll be learning how to make a flare or a flutter or circle sleeve. So right now I'll be working with this fabric. How beautiful it is. It's been folded into four, okay, four folds. So what I will do, like I said earlier, I'm going to work on take the all round armhole measurement, okay, of the dress we are going to work upon. And it's being folded into four like I earlier explained. So right now I'm going to measure the dress. Here we have a straight dress, okay, which have been sewed already, but we'll be working only on the armhole. So I'm going to take the armhole measurement, round sleeve measurement of this dress like so. And after taking the measurement, what I got was 8 inches. So that means the total armhole measurement is 16 inches. All round is 16. Okay. With this 16 inches all round circumference for the armhole, we'll be using it to calculate our radius. Okay. For us to know the actual round circumference we are going to cut out that will fit the armhole of this dress. So like so, I'm going to use the 16 inches to divide.
So what I will do now, I'll go ahead and write it down. Okay, so we have our radius 16 inches, that is the armhole, divided by 6.28. What we have is 2.54, approximately 2.5. So I'll be making use of for our radius, which is 2.5. Okay, that's where we are going to cut for the armhole. Then the length will be 7 inches. We'll be making use of 7 inches in length. So I'll go ahead at this close or pointed edge, okay, like so. I'm going to take our measurement. So I will go ahead and take the radius, which is 2.5 inches. I'll mark 2.5 inches all round like so. So I went ahead and chopped it. So here we have our 2.5 for the radius. So now for the length, actual length of the sleeve, which I said earlier, 7 inches. I also marked 7 inches, starting from that 2.5 line, just the way you see me doing it. So I'm going to mark 7 inches, 7 inches, as well 7 inches all around the circumference, okay? So after that, I'll go ahead and straighten it up like so. I'll chop it down like so. We have the length and also the radius. Okay, hope it's well understood.
So I'll start cutting from that end all through. So here we have the length cut out already. So I'll go ahead and cut out the radius. So right now our flare has been cut out, the length only, okay? After cutting we use this sample to cut the second one. After cutting the second one, then we will now cut out the radius. That's the way to do our flutter sleeve, whereby all the circumference will be the same without one being longer than the other. Okay, you first of all cut the length before the radius. So I went ahead and used the first sample like so, taking note of the folded edge, that's the point. Okay, I folded the second material into four, then I went ahead and placed the first sample on top of the second. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. That will be our second sleeve. Once I'm done, I will go ahead and open up the first and the second up. Okay, so here we have our two sleeve cut out already. So for us to cut the radius and to make it equal, okay, all the circumference of this sleeve to be equal, why on the shoulder. So watch carefully what I'm about to do. So I'll use the first sample to demonstrate this, and also on the second sample of this sleeve. So I went ahead and make sure that all the points, folded points, is equal, and I notched the center point like so, just the way you see me doing it. So I'll go ahead and open it up. Okay, open it up like so. So here we have the wrong side, and the other side will be the right side of the fabric. So taking note of the notched center point, okay, I'll go ahead and draw a straight line, okay, from the top to the bottom, and I also do the same on the other side. Okay, like so, just like we have 4 different quarter circle. Okay, so taking note of that center point, I'm going to come down. Remember our radius, we measured 2.5 inches. From that center point, I'll come down 2.5 inches. I'll mark it like so. So from that 2.5 inches I came down, I also come down 2.5 inches also, making it 2.5 inches all round from that point. I hope we got this. From the center point, let me repeat what I said. I'll mark this all around, okay? From the center point where we notched, I came down 2.5 inches. That's our radius. So from that 2.5 inches, I'll mark 2.5 inches all around, making it a circle. Just a circle all around, okay? So as I'm doing it, I'm also creating our round curve. Okay, so I'll mark the circle all around. As I'm marking 2.5 inches, I'm also creating that curve. So here we have our circle mapped out already. So I'm going to cut this out like so. This will serve as our armhole circumference, okay? From that, I'll cut it out. So starting from that notch part, I'll start cutting. It has a tiny hole already. Here we go. So we have our circle cut out. This is our armhole circumference. So it's going to be placed like this on our armhole, okay, whereby all the circumference will be equal. So now I'll go ahead and cut out, okay, from that end. Remember, we have created our straight line already. I also use this first one we have cut out and also work on the second sleeve. But for me to demonstrate this better, I'm also going to do the same. So I went ahead working on the wrong side of this fabric. From that notched point, center point rather, so I created a straight line to form a quarter circle, okay, like so. So taking note on that center point, that's the point we notched, I came down 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, like so, just the same way I did on the first sample. So I'm going to cut this out. So here we go, we have our armhole cut out already. So what next I will do, I went ahead and also cut the same on our lining, because I'm going to use a lining to turn this inside out. Okay, so what next I will do, after cutting the lining to have the same piece, I will go ahead and cut at that lower side. This point will be the point that will be on our underarm. Okay, so I'm going to close this like so all the way around, after which I will flip it after stitching all the way around the circumference. So after stitching all around the circumference, okay, I'll flip it to the other side. Okay, I'll turn it to the other side, then now close it on the armhole on the right side of the fabric. Okay, I'll also do the same on the second sleeve. I'll go ahead and cut it at the underarm. Okay, here is going to rest at the lower arm. So I'm going to close this all around the circumference and also at that point. Then I'll flip it to the right side. Okay, remember we have our lining underneath. Here is the right and here we have the wrong. So I'm going to close it or turn it to the right side and close it on the right side on the armhole circumference. So that is where we're going to place it on our gown. So I'll go ahead and stitch this all around. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this using my sewing machine so that we can see it. So I'm going to demonstrate how to stitch the lining with the fabric, okay, all around the circumference. And I'll now flip it to the right side just the way I said earlier. So I'm going to do this and show us. So here I am on my sewing machine. We have our lining and the fabric. Okay, so remember we are working on the wrong side. So I'll go ahead and close it like so. We have the lining against right side facing each other. Okay, right side of the fabric facing the right side of the lining. So I'll turn it like so. So here we have our right side right now. So I'll go ahead and close the armhole circumference just the way you see me doing it. So after closing it, I will now close the slitted part. So here we have our sleeve, our circle sleeve. Okay, every side of this circumference is equal. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for watching to this point. If this tutorial has been so helpful to you guys, don't hesitate to hit on that subscribe button, like this video, share it to your friends, your families, your enemies, everybody, so that people will get to like this video. Okay, thank you guys for all your support. I really appreciate you all. Till we meet in my next tutorial. So it's bye for now.